Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Jacksonian's Gameplay. Hello, everyone. This is Jax, and welcome to to a start of a new saga. This is going to be very. It's a first. All right, like I said it. It's a first for what exactly I want to do. I've been putting this project for far too long. I've been putting it aside because I know the intensity of it. It's humongous. It's very big because what I want to do is play the Resident Evil game series in the story order, chronological order, and I want to record every single one of them with my playing style, which is usually slow. But I know this is gonna take a lot of time, man. A lot of time. There's a lot of Resident Evils out there. I did struggle a little bit to actually manage to find them all playable ones, or at least countable ones on the PC. You will probably see that in others I will use the emulation, so I can play the Resident Evil games from the PlayStation onto the PC, because while I do have a PlayStation, I do own one, and I don't own the games, that's not gonna be like a big problem, because if I do a little bit of digging, maybe I can find them and maybe purchase them. But the problem is I do not have a device to record the footage. So as far as I know, it's the devices that are out there. They're not exactly brilliant. I mean, they're good, but I'm used to the PC. What can I say? It's easier probably. So I will try and use that. But that's for then. You know what? That's for then. By the time we bump into the first PlayStation game, it's gonna be a while, because we have Resident Evil 0, Resident Evil 1. And for some Resident Evils, I will use the remastered version, which is the latest versions, full HD. Everything is done, working properly. Everything is cool. So by the time, in my mind at least, by the time I'm going to finish with Resident Evil 0 and 1, I really do hope that they will make the remake on Resident Evil 2, because that's brilliant. A Resident Evil 3 I can sort of live with. The graphics is okay, because I found the big patch, about 1.7 gig, for some fans that they actually sort of restored some of the graphic elements, a little bit of tweaks here and there, some voices and stuff like that, high quality textures and a couple of things. They're not full HD and stuff, but they're high quality, so that's good anyway. So yeah, in a way I can live with that. I think I can record Resident Evil 3 Nemesis in the state that it is right now. But Resident Evil 2, on the other hand, it's a different story. There were no remakes, no remastered versions of it. It was just the original one, the one I have at least for PCs from 1990 whatever, or 8 or something. So that's very old. The graphics is quite bad, I'll be honest. I don't mind it. I mean, I can still play it, but I am pretty sure a lot of the people out there, they might even hate the game because of that. I don't know. It's every person's preference. But yeah, I am hoping that there is a remastered version on the Resident Evil 2 on the Capcom website, and they say that they will do it, or even more updates that they're actually working on it. I don't know when they're gonna release it. It's been going on for some time now. I did manage to put this off, for as far as I could. Maybe this gonna. I actually expected something in the 2017 E3, maybe a release date on the Resident Evil 2 remastered, but they actually didn't say anything. So some rumors are speculating should be around somewhere 2018. Well, this is 2018, but it's like the 9th, the 10th, or I don't even know what date it is. I don't even know why. How come I don't know what date it is? Come on, what is it? 11th? Okay, this is the 11th. So yeah, if we'll be lucky, you might say like, okay, you're gonna start recordings now and you're quickly gonna go through the game, which in a sense you're probably right. You know, Resident Evil games, you can just go through them very quickly. In fact, some things in Resident Evil require you to go through the game very quickly, a speed run, so you can unlock stuff. But that just is not my my playing style. That's just not how I do things. I mean, if you followed me and on my videos, you know that I have very different playing approaches on these games. Like take it very slowly, do everything, extend everything basically. So in Resident Evil, that is no exception, especially Resident Evil games, because you have this walking ability that's I like a lot. You don't use the run, you barely use it, or if you need it, you use it. Otherwise, you just walk around. Doesn't matter. If you have to cross the entire map, you will walk. Don't skip the scenes when the doors open. These things give you more feel in the game. It just makes the game more cheesy. As as they say. So yeah. With my playing style, this will take a while. So that's why I'm actually hoping in the summer. Can you believe it? Half a year, 6 months. Probably in the summer, because after Resident Evil 0 is Resident Evil 1, which is also remastered, and the same thing applies there with the walking and running and stuff. And I will also try and unlock as many things as possible. No cheats, no codes, no stuff like that. I don't know. Maybe I will try and do a run. If I will, I'll look on the internet and see if you do a speed run on the game. If you unlock something worth looking at, like a new mod for the game. Then yeah, maybe I will try and do that as well. But if you unlock a costume or something, which I'm not gonna bother with that, simple as that. Although in this version of Resident Evil that I own here, actually I also have the DLCs, which gives you the costumes apparently. I do not know how to use them. I tried it a bit earlier, start a new game, couldn't do it because there's no way that I could put the suits on. I don't know, but we'll see what happens. Maybe the DLCs don't work or something. I don't even have actually I do have an extra. So let's see, hold on a minute. Okay, there's there's actually a gallery. Nope, so no. Yeah, so I think I have more endings. I will try to do all the endings if possible, stuff like that, for the game. And this added with the fact that there's another Resident Evil before Resident Evil 2, will take time. I am pretty sure of that, and that's why I said earlier, maybe 6 months from now we will have the Resident Evil 2 remastered released, hopefully. If not, I will probably play it. I will probably skip it or play it as it is. I don't know. We will get to that when we get to that. Basically, we will deal with that when we get there. But for now, this is it. The Resident Evil 0. Before we get into this game, I have to really mention this. All joking and kidding aside, Resident Evil are probably one of my favorite games. It's not my favorite game because, like I said earlier in other videos, I cannot make a favorite game. I have so many favorite games. But even so, it's a favorite game of mine. I mean, all the series is just something out there, and I'm sure this applies to a lot of other people. But for me, man, it's just out there. I just want to play this game. So imagine this. I mean, not actually imagine this. Listen to this. So like I said earlier, I was putting these recordings of Resident Evil series, pushing them and pushing them and pushing them, and for whatever reason, I was looking on the YouTube for whatever video, this and that, what the things I usually do, and I came across facts you need to know about Resident Evil, some of that in a video. And after that, I clicked on another video of Resident Evil and stuff, and I watched about 2 videos with facts and stuff, and that was it. That was it. I had to play this. That was it. You know, I had to look for all the games on the PlayStation and make sure they work and stuff like that. It's been a bit of a challenge, but here we are finally. You know, here we actually are. You know, Resident Evil, Resident Evil 0. For a long time now, when I played Resident Evil 1, actually the first Resident Evil game I actually played ever was Resident Evil 2. I did usually that's exactly with a lot of favorite games that I have. That's how it was. I always on most of them I played the second. That happened with the Fallout. I played Fallout 2 and stuff like that. That usually happens. The second part I usually play. I don't know, for whatever reason, and I just blows my mind off. Then I realized it's the first Resident Evil. Like, wow, there's another one. You know, it's older, but you know, this and that. So I got that, played that, and when this came out, I had no idea actually. There was a Resident Evil 0 back in the day. But when I think I did play it though. I did learn about it. Quite late actually, since its release date, and I did play it. Forgot about it, can't remember much about it. And back then I didn't know about the story, like all connected with the movies and all that. So I did play it, finished it, nice game. I liked it, just like, you know, great, brilliant game. Then I moved on, and when this one came out, after I've played this, because I did play this, I will be honest, I did play this when it came out. Didn't record it. I had no intentions. I didn't know if I would ever be able to record games and stuff like that. That was not in my mind back then. I just played the game. So I did play this back in the day, not back in the day, some while ago. And it's like I have this familiar feeling, and I played this, and I just realized, oh wait a minute, this is Resident Evil 2, the one I played back in the day. I didn't even know. So that's where I all started. Like, okay, this is a storyline, and all from that moment on, I started to dig into these storylines, and then the fact that I love this game so much, and then with the stories and everything, things I should have done a long time ago. That's what I'm trying to say. I should have done these a long time ago. But there you go. It's better late than never, you know. As for the game itself, I didn't even start it. But I already have a problem with the controls. For whatever reason, it just doesn't want to take my control, you know. So look, it says, okay, this is my problem. All the other controls, they're okay, you know. I managed to customize them, and they're working fine. But the quick turn, you know, I wanna be shift, you know, the same key that I use for run, you know. So because that's how it is in the original. The running key, if you press backwards in the running key, it will do the spin. So every time I customize that, and then I try to, you know, use the custom controls, and I click on yes, and I go back, it should be saved, right? And ta-da, I click here, there you go. They're not space. So I don't know how the schnickels will I be able to change this. I mean, I've been busting this control thing for like, I don't know, 30 minutes now, and I still can't find the way to do it. I can play the game, but I am pretty sure I will need this, because you will see later on, I am not playing this on easy. This is Resident Evil. I am I can't say I'm not a veteran player. Okay, veteran player-ish, because to actually be a veteran, you need to know all the nooks and cranks of the game, you know, the bugs and exploits, and I don't like that. You know, if I find them on my own, you know, that's fine, and I'll just remember them. But I don't like looking this up on the internet. I don't know, it just gives me that, you know. So I am a veteran player, but not like the internet, who what they do is like finding all these things like exploits and stuff. So because of that, I usually play on the hardest difficulty available. In our case here, it's hard. So I will probably need that. I will probably need that, and I can't actually change that key for whatever reason. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna pause this recording and come back to this after if and hopefully I will manage to find out what is wrong with this, and we can start doing this. Alright, so I will pause this right here right now, see if we can sort this problem out. I'll be right back. And we're back, and I am actually happy to announce I did it. I managed to change the controls, which apparently on the internet everybody's complaining. This thing was a bit of a problem. It is not a bug or anything, it's just poorly made, I think I do remember having the same problem when I first played it. I was like, how can I change this control? It took me a while, but I did remember how I done it, and I do remember now. What happens is you go to controls, so you select the control, you go to custom, you have like original and custom, you go to custom, you change whatever you do, and then you have to go so it's like this: custom controls apply to original or alternate. You see, this is what they're not. This is the problem that gets everybody confused. So you make like you can play default controls on the original or default on the alternate. You see, this is the series where I'm going, or you can play custom controls on the alternate control mode or the original control mode. So what happens is the difference between original and alternate is that the original is like when you play when you press forward, it goes forwards, and when you press S, you go backwards. So if you want to turn around, you have to actually turn physically around. This is like, you see, this is actually says here move up, move down. This is WASD. You just move on the direction you press, you press left, you go move left and stuff like that. So this, some people prefer this. Maybe there's like a modern stuff, I don't know, they prefer this more than the original, but I am used to the original. In a way this is better because you can actually run away from monsters very quickly with that type of controls, I'll be honest with you. But I'm used to the original, for whatever reason. And that's how I'm gonna play it. If I manage to find any problems, then I will switch it back to I will switch it to the alternate. But for now, this is how I'm gonna stick with it. And there you go, it actually saved my control. So yeah, this is it. Actually, everything else is done. Video settings, everything's okay. Everything is done. As far as I remember back when I played this, I didn't have any problems with the game, like crashes and stuff like that, so I don't think I'm going to experience any now, but you never know, so I have no clue. But this is it, people. The Resident Evil 0 starts here now. I do not know how long this will take to complete. I will try to upload videos as often as possible, but I am not doing this every day, so sometimes it's gonna take a while, or I might get bored out of my mind and just try something else. If that's the case, I'm sorry, but I really do hope I'm not gonna do that. I don't know. It's a lot of things that actually affect this decision. But well, it's been like 19 minutes already since I've started talking about this. So in my 30 minutes video, this is 20 minutes is gone off just by me rambling about Resident Evil history and blah blah blah. So what is actually going to happen now? This, I'm going to classify this as the intro video, which nothing actually happens, just me mumbling about Resident Evil. So this is gonna be like the intro movie video and the control issue. And I'm just gonna leave it like that. and then I'm gonna stop this right now, and then I'm gonna redo this video and start playing all the way and see what happens. But yeah, this is actually what I'm gonna do. This is probably the best thing. So I'm gonna stop this, and I'll be right back with the actual gameplay for the game. All right, so I'll see you guys in a bit. Yeah, for those who actually wanted, and not wanted, what am I saying? Wanted, nobody ordered anything. For the people who enjoyed this video as it is, the intro, I'm glad you do. It was a mistake, me doing it. I didn't plan it. But I'm glad you do. So yeah, there we go. This is it. I'm gonna stop this right here and be right back, alright, with the proper video. Alright, be right back.